Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And in this video we're going to be opening up this parcel from TungHori. If you are unaware of what TungHori is, it is a website that sells 3.75 inch Star Wars figures, occasionally some rare ones. He used to sell out of eBay, but he doesn't do that anymore. He's got his own website, and occasionally I place an order with them because sometimes they have some of the sort of rarer figures from like the Legacy collection, and even going back further than that as well. And I've got some pretty good ones to show you today in this parcel. So if you do happen to enjoy the video, hit the like button down below. And they come in these little brown parcels like this, or boxes. I've already opened the tape just to make it easier for me for this video. And let's see what they have. So occasionally I go onto the TungHori website hoping to see that he's loaded some new stuff on there. And on this occasion he had, and a figure that I've been after for a while. One that you can only get in a sort of battle pack with like a small vehicle, I think it is. And that figure is the Rebel Ground Crew. And there he is. So as I said, the sort of vehicle package or battle pack that you get this figure in is actually really expensive on the secondary market these days. I think the droid that you get with that as well is really, really expensive. So if he pops up on TungHori, I'll be definitely purchasing one of them. But I picked two of these guys up because I thought, you know, I want two of those for whatever sort of rebel display, rebel hangar display that I might want to create. And we also got a couple of other figures as well. We got ourselves a Hoth, or Hoth. Really, really cheap figure that one was. And this one here, which is one of the Phantom Menace droids. I believe this one is R2N3, I think. I can't even remember now which one I ordered, but I'm pretty sure he comes in the 4-pack or 5-pack of droids for the Phantom Menace shuttle, the Naboo shuttle. And I've got the other ones because he had them previously on TungHori, and this is the one that I needed, and he popped up, so I thought I'd get him as well. So we've got 4 figures to look at, or 3 because 2 are the same. So let's take a look first of all at this Ground Crew. Now, if you are aware of TungHori, you will know that potentially these are figures that maybe did not make the grade to be actually sold. So some would class them as maybe, you know, defects or whatever. I have very occasionally had figures that have had, like, you know, 2 left feet or whatever. But this one actually looks quite good. You can see there's a bit of discoloration on the joint on his shoulder, but I'm sure the original version of this one probably does that with age anyway. And you get his little headgear there, and again you can see some marks on it. So it might have been that, you know, it might have been, oh, that figure's got some marks on the helmet, we can't put that figure out, and he just goes into a reject bin. And I'm pretty sure that's where TungHori gets them. I'm not 100% sure that that is the case, but the helmet fits on nicely. So let's take a closer look at this figure here. Pretty good head sculpt there. And as I say, you know, it's an older figure. It hasn't got sort of ball jointed hips or anything like that. He does have the hinges at the shoulders and the elbows. He has swivel wrists, swivel at the waist, and as I say, swivel hips. But he does have the knee joint there as well, and probably a hinge on the ankle as well. So pretty good. But of course, these guys are just going to look good in any type of like rebel hangar diorama that you've got sort of set up. These are the guys that were driving around on those like hangar cars, you know, like refueling the X-Wings and things like that at Yavin. So really, really cool. He does have a holster, and you do get the blaster as well. And there's your Rebel blaster, and it does have like some silver on the end there, which is pretty cool. Let's see if that fits in to his holster. Fits in well enough there. So that's pretty cool. As I say, this figure on the secondary market is pretty expensive these days, so I'm very happy to have him. And as I said, you know, because they were available, I thought I'd better get myself 2, because there's lots of these guys hanging around, you know, the Yavin base or whatever. So it's just a case of making sure that these are all good and there's not anything wrong with them. Let's see if we can just put the headgear on this guy. Yeah, that's all good as well. And he's got his blaster as well. So as I said, I have had 1 or 2 figures over the years from TungHori, which, you know, I would say are, you know, definite defects. But whatever the defects are of these particular figures, it's very, very difficult to sort of see what that defect is, you know, why it didn't make the grade. I'm pretty sure that's where he gets them from. I think, you know, they're seconds from the factory. I can't really see any other reason why he's suddenly getting these figures. You know, they must have just been in like a big bin of rejects or whatever. And next up, we're going to look at the astromech droid. And again, I think it's R2N3, I think. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. Is it a builder droid? It's a builder droid, so that head would fit on the N1 if you wanted to do that. So there's that, pretty cool. Nice looking droid, that one, with the green. So it's basically R2-D2, that one, but green, isn't it? Really, really cool. So with my astromechs, I just have them rolling around wherever. They don't really need to be specific to a certain scene or whatever. And then the final figure is Han in his Hoth gear, and he has removable goggles. So I'm pretty sure this is the vintage Saga collection version. There you go, like the paint apps on the end of his nose is rubbed there. So, you know, this is a sort of thing which, I mean, it's, you know, they're not 100% perfect. And I think you can put the goggles up there as well, can't you? They remove, so you can either have them on his eyes or above there on the hat, which is pretty cool. I've always had this figure carded, but I've never had him loose. And, you know, obviously we've got Luke in Hoth in the TVC. So I thought, you know, whilst this one's on TungHori's website to order, I thought, why not? I'll just grab him. He's a little bit dusty, actually. But pretty cool figure. One that I think desperately needs, you know, redoing, bringing up to modern articulation, having the new barbell hips so he can ride a Tauntaun. And I think I've said before, I think I replied to somebody's comment on Facebook, or it might have been privately a conversation, but I think Hasbro could actually release Han Solo's Tauntaun, which is basically the same sculpt as Luke's, but just with 2 horns instead of 1. And, you know, pack in a new Han Solo. It's a great way to get the Hoth Han on card into the line. We don't have him yet. He's only in the vintage Saga collection. There's his blaster. That needs redoing as well. It's always a bit fiddly, that one. That's just going to sit in the holster like so. And the joints on this figure aren't great. They, you know, they could make this so much better. He comes with his like sort of electronic binos there. And yeah, I just thought while he's on there, I think this one was like $5.99 or $6.99. You know, bargain basically. If you haven't already got this figure, just to sort of stand there in your dioramas and what have you. So, am I going to get him to stand? I won't use a stand for him just yet. There we go. So there you go then, guys. That is my latest order from TungHori. In the past, I've managed to get some really, really good figures from that website. Ones that I would have had to have paid lots of money for otherwise, you know, on eBay or one of the Facebook groups or whatever. And these guys are no exception. To see these pop up on TungHori was great. So I managed to pick up 2. Got the R2 unit there and Hoth Han Solo, which is great. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I know some of you previously in my comments have said, you know, you've had bad experiences with TungHori. The order hasn't turned up or anything. So I'm not endorsing TungHori whatsoever. I can only go by my personal experience. I've never had an order from TungHori not arrive. As I said, I have had orders from TungHori where the figures haven't been, you know, 100% correct. I might have had 2 left feet or things like that. So I'm not endorsing them at all, but every time that I've used them before, I really haven't had a problem. So there you go then, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you do buy off TungHori, and let me know some figures that you've managed to pick up in the past from that website. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we shall see you on the next one.